Welcome to GZ Coins World YouTube channel where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasures. Today you are going to discover for Liberty $quarter that could shack you right out of your seat. What if I told you that a simple coin you might find in your old drawer, loose change box, or passed down from a grandparent could be worth not hundreds, not thousands, but a mind-blowing $28 million? Yes. You heard that right. Today, we take a deep dive into one of the most legendary, controversial, and valuable coins in American history, the 1965 Liberty $quarter. This isn't just a piece of metal. This is a window into America's economic past, a key to numismatic legends, and quite possibly the golden ticket hiding in plain sight. Stick with us to uncover the full story, the hidden rarity, and how one of these quarters broke into multi-million-dollar territory. Chapter 1: The World in 1965. The background that shaped the coin. The year was 1965. America was buzzing with change. The Vietnam War raged on, civil rights protests lit the streets, and the space race pushed boundaries of science and human ambition. But amid all this noise, a quieter revolution took place in our pockets. Before 1965, U.S. dimes, quarters, and half dollars were made with 90% silver. These coins weren't just currency, they were tiny discs of precious metal, holding real intrinsic value. But the problem? Silver prices were rising fast. People began hoarding silver coins, melting them down for profit. The government was in panic mode. Enter the Coinage Act of 1965, signed by President Lyndon B. Johnson. This landmark legislation eliminated silver from quarters and dimes. From now on, quarters would be clad coins, a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. Durable, practical, and cheaper. The first of these new quarters bore the same familiar design, the proud profile of George Washington sculpted by John Flanagan, with the word Liberty emblazoned above. A majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched on arrows with olive branches beneath, a symbol of strength and peace. But here's where things start to get mysterious. Chapter 2: The Mystery of the Silver 1965 Quarter. Officially, number 1965 quarters were supposed to contain silver. But somehow a few did. Numismatists believe that during the transition period at the U.S. Mint, a handful of silver planchets left over from 1964 production were accidentally or perhaps deliberately struck with the 1965 date. These silver 1965 quarters are the holy grail of American coins. To the untrained eye, they look just like any regular quarter. But under a trained ear or a precise scale, their secrets are revealed. Silver quarters weigh about 6.25 grams, while the regular 1965 copper-nickel ones weigh about 5.67 grams. A small difference. Maybe. But that 0.58 grams could be the difference between a 25-cent piece and a multi-million-dollar fortune. Chapter 3: The $28 million coin myth or market miracle. So, how did a 1965 quarter reportedly sell for $28 million? One word: rarity. Only a few genuine silver 1965 quarters are known to exist. And when one surfaced at a private auction, collectors went wild. Some rumors say it was snatched up by a mysterious billionaire coin collector. Others believe it was sold to an international museum under strict confidentiality. Whether the actual sale was $28 million or slightly less, one thing is clear: this coin is priceless to the right buyer. Let's talk about why. 1. Historical value. It represents a rare mistake during a major turning point in American monetary history. 2. Physical rarity. Only a handful have been certified by trusted grading companies like PCGS or NGC. 3. Mystery and myth. It's the coin that wasn't supposed to exist. A ghost of the silver era. Chapter 4: How to spot $1 million 1965 quarter. Now let's get practical. Could you be holding one of these rare coins? Here's what you need to do. 1. Weigh it. Use a precise digital scale. A regular 1965 clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If yours weighs closer to 6.25 grams, you might have a silver strike. 2. Sound test. Gently drop the coin on a hard surface. Silver rings with a higher, clearer pitch than nickel copper. 3. Visual clues. Check the edge. A clad coin has a visible copper stripe. A silver coin does not. 4. Get it graded. Send it to PCGS or NGC. These grading services can authenticate and certify the coin's metal content and originality. Important: don't clean or tamper with the coin. Even a tiny scratch can decrease its value drastically. Chapter 5: The Market Today: Why the Value Keeps Rising. As of today, in 2025, the numismatic market is on fire. With more collectors entering the space, rare coins are breaking records. And the 1965 Liberty quarter dollar, especially those struck on silver planchets, has skyrocketed in both interest and price. In the open market, even authenticated silver 1965 quarters without a perfect grade can fetch tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. But a pristine, uncirculated, fully silver specimen, that's what allegedly sold for $28 million. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby anymore. It's an investment, a treasure hunt, and a passion all rolled into one. Chapter 6: The Legacy: A Coin That Changed Everything. The 1965 quarter stands at a crossroads in history. A time when America shifted away from precious metals. A time when mistakes made legends. A time when a tiny coin reminded us that value isn't just what's printed on it but what's hidden inside. In a world racing toward digital currency, NFTs, and crypto, the story of this humble quarter brings us back to a simpler era. An era where coins told stories, and each clink in your pocket was a piece of the nation's soul. So, what are you waiting for? Check your pockets. Dig through those old jars. Ask your grandparents. Visit estate sales. That lucky silver 1965 quarter might just be out there waiting for you. And if you ever find one, you won't just be holding a coin, you'll be holding history, mystery, and $28 million worth of numismatic magic. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and million-dollar mysteries. This is GZ Coins World signing off. Keep collecting. Keep dreaming. And never stop looking, because the next treasure might already be in your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, coin collectors, history lovers, and treasure hunters across the globe. Now you're about to witness a story that will blow your mind. A story about a single coin, yes, just one Liberty quarter dollar from the year 1974 that has shocked the numismatic world with its astonishing value of $24.50 million. Grab your seats, get comfortable, because in this video, we're going to dive deep into the secret world of the 1974 Liberty quarter, exploring its mysterious origin, unreal rarity, shocking auction history, and why it's become one of the most expensive coins in American history. If you have a 1974 quarter in your pocket or coin jar right now, don't move, because you just might be holding a hidden fortune. Chapter 1: The Birth of the 1974 Liberty Quarter. Let's rewind the clock back to 1974. The United States was going through tremendous changes: the aftermath of the Vietnam War, the Watergate scandal, inflation on the rise, and the country searching for economic stability. In the middle of all this, the U.S. Mint continued producing everyday coins: pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and dollars for commerce. One of these was the Liberty quarter dollar, featuring the iconic profile of George Washington designed by the legendary engraver John Flanagan. This portrait of Washington had adorned the quarter since 1932, and in 1974, it remained unchanged: simple, noble, and bold. The obverse front of the coin displayed Washington's image, with the words Liberty proudly stamped above, the phrase "I in God we trust" to the left, and the year 1974 directly below. The reverse back bore the majestic American bald eagle, wings spread wide, gripping arrows and olive branches, a symbol of peace through strength. Surrounding it were the words United States of America, E pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. But here's the thing: over 800 million quarters were minted that year. So why is one of them worth $24.5 million? Chapter 2: The Secret That Changed Everything. Not all coins are created equal. Among the hundreds of millions produced, a few were struck under extraordinary circumstances, some on experimental planchets, some with errors, and some even never meant to be seen by the public. Enter the rare and mysterious 1974 Liberty quarter prototype, a coin that looks like the others, but is secretly a national numismatic treasure. This legendary coin was not struck on the usual copper nickel-clad planchet used for quarters. Instead, due to internal tests, By the U.S. Mint, a small number of quarters, possibly only one or two, were struck on 90% silver planchets left over from older coinage programs. This was never officially announced. These test strikes were meant for internal use only and should have been destroyed after the tests were complete. But fate had other plans. One of these ultra-rare test pieces survived. And decades later, it surfaced quietly, mysteriously in the hands of a private collector. The numismatic world was stunned. Chapter 3: The coin that shocked the auction world. In a dazzling, packed auction room, the coin simply labeled as a 1974 Liberty Quarter, silver planchet era came up for bidding. Starting at $100,000, the price skyrocketed. Experts from around the globe placed their bids. Millionaire collectors, museums, private institutions, everyone wanted it. Within minutes, the price had climbed past $1 million. Then 2. Then 5. The room went silent when the auctioneer shouted, "Sold!" For $24.5 million. History was made. The 1974 Liberty Quarter instantly became one of the most valuable coins ever sold in the United States. Chapter 4: Why is this coin so valuable? Now you might be wondering what makes this quarter worth so much. Here are 5 reasons why the 1974 Liberty Quarter has reached mythic status. 1. Ultra rarity. Only one known example exists with the silver era planchet. It is literally one of a kind. 2. Mint era value. Coins with striking errors or experimental features fetch premium prices. This is an extreme case of standard design on a forbidden metal. 3. Historical significance. It's connected to a transition period in U.S. minting history, marking the end of silver coinage and the rise of clad coinage. 4. Collector demand. When there's only one of something, and thousands of collectors want it, the price becomes limitless. 5. Mystery and storytelling. The coin has a legend attached. Was it smuggled out? Lost? Misplaced by the mint? The mystery adds to its aura of greatness. Chapter 5: What to look for. Could you have one? So now the $1 million question, or should we say $24.5 million question. Could you have one of these rare coins? Here's what to look for in your 1974 Liberty Quarters. Weight check. Normal quarters weigh about 5.67 grams. A silver one would weigh around 6.25 grams. That tiny difference could make all the difference. Color test. A silver coin will have a distinct grayish-white shine, lacking the red-brown copper edge you see on regular quarters. Sound test. Tap the coin gently on a hard surface. Silver coins ring with a higher pitch tone compared to the dull thud of clad coins. Magnet test. U.S. coins aren't magnetic, but silver reacts differently to certain fields. Expert testing can reveal this. Get it graded. If you suspect your coin is special, send it to PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading companies. They'll verify it, and if it's rare, certify it with a high value. Chapter 6: Market value today. As of today, the 1974 Liberty Quarter has reached a mind-bending market value of $24.5 million and growing. Why? Because of its legendary status, its place in minting history, and the sheer power of collector fascination. In fact, even damaged or partial error versions of the 1974 quarter have been seen selling for thousands of dollars online. Collectors are constantly hunting, hoping, praying for a chance to find that one in a billion. The 1974 Liberty Quarter is not just a coin. It's a symbol of hidden treasures, forgotten history, and the power of chance. Imagine a simple piece of metal, meant to be spent on parking meters or chewing gum. Now worth more than a luxury mansion. So next time you reach into your pocket and pull out a handful of change, look closely. Examine every quarter, because hidden among them could be your $1 million moment. And if you ever find a 1974 Liberty Quarter that feels just a little heavier, you might just be holding the next $24.5 million legend in your hand. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the astonishing world of the 1974 Liberty Quarter. If you found this video fascinating, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story that could change your life. Comment below if you have a 1974 quarter. Who knows? Maybe your coin is the next treasure waiting to be discovered. My dear and great treasure hunters, coin collectors, and curious minds from around the world. Now you're about to witness one of the most astonishing coin stories in American history, the incredible tale of a 1979 Liberty quarter dollar that is now worth a staggering $21 million on the open market. That's right, a coin that once sat forgotten in someone's change jar, slipped between couch cushions, or rolled across gas station counters has now become one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the world. How did this happen? What makes this 1979 quarter so special? Could you possibly have one in your pocket right now? Get ready, because this video is your complete guide to the rare, mysterious, and mind-blowingly valuable 1979 Liberty quarter dollar, including its origin, historical importance, era discovery, shocking auction value, and the powerful collector demand that turned it into a $21 million legend. So, fasten your seatbelt, and let's go on a journey through time and value. Chapter 1. The birth of the 1979 Liberty quarter. Let's go back to the late 1970s. The year is 1979. The United States is transitioning through political changes, inflation is climbing, and the mint is hard at work producing coins to keep up with national commerce. In Denver, Colorado, one of the primary minting hubs, millions of coins are struck daily. Among them, the Washington quarter, a staple of American coinage since 1932. The 1979 Liberty quarter was just another part of this cycle. Or so it seemed. Let's look at the design. The obverse front of the coin proudly displays George Washington, the first President of the United States, facing left. Above him, the word Liberty is boldly stamped. Just below his neck, the national motto, "In God We Trust." And at the very bottom, the year 1979. On the reverse back we see the regal American bald eagle, wings stretched wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, a perfect symbol of strength and peace. Surrounding it are the words, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and quarter dollar. And near the obverse, if your coin was minted in Denver, you'll see a small D mint mark standing for the Denver Mint. A total of over 489 million 1979 quarters were produced. So what makes one of them worth $21 million? Let's find out. Chapter 2. The rarest mistake, a minting marvel. Among the hundreds of millions of 1979 quarters, a single specimen would rise above all the rest, not because of what was added, but because of what went wrong. You see, sometimes, when the U.S. Mint is transitioning between coin designs, planchet types, or dies, accidents happen. Extremely rare coins are born when a coin is struck with the wrong planchet, wrong die, or misaligned settings. The $21 million 1979 quarter is exactly that, a double error rarity with features never meant to coexist. Experts say it was struck on a planchet meant for a Susan B. Anthony dollar, but using a quarter die, meaning the metal blank was too large for the quarter design. This led to a strange distortion in design, and slightly unusual weight and shape. But that's not all. What made it even more valuable is the off-center strike, creating a visible blank area on one side and making the details even more striking. This single coin, this accidental masterpiece, would eventually escape into circulation, passed from hand to hand, until one day it was discovered by a sharp-eyed collector. And that collector? They just hit the jackpot. Chapter 3. Discovery and Historic Auction. When the coin was found, it was sent to PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service. The results came back jaw-dropping. Authentic double error 1979 quarter, struck on dollar planchet off center strike, MS-67 grade. Numismatic experts were stunned. Some called it the holy grail of modern quarter errors. Others said it was a once-in-a-century discovery. Word quickly spread in the collector community, and offers began to pour in. Top private collectors, museums, and even foreign bidders wanted it. Eventually, it was brought to auction in a headline-making event. The opening bid was $500,000. Within minutes, it crossed $1 million. Then 2, 5, 10. The energy in the room was electric. The hammer finally fell at $21 million, making it one of the most valuable circulating coins in American history. Chapter 4. What makes this coin so valuable? Now you may ask, why is a quarter worth more than a Ferrari, a mansion, or even a private island? Here's why. 1. One-of-a-kind rarity. This is a coin that simply should not exist. It's a Frankenstein creation from the mint, combining parts of two coin types. 2. Dramatic double errors. Coin collectors go wild for minting errors, especially those involving wrong planchets and off-center strikes. This coin has both. 3. High grade. With an MS67 rating, it's in near-perfect condition, despite being 45 years old. 4. Historical mystery. No one knows how this error escaped the mint. Was it overlooked? Smuggled? A fluke? 5. Insane collector demand. There are thousands of high-end collectors with bottomless budgets, and they're always chasing that next unicorn coin. This 1979 D-quarter became more than money, it became a legend, a status symbol, and a cornerstone of one of the world's greatest coin collections. Chapter 5. How to identify a valuable 1979 D-quarter. You're probably wondering, could I have one of these in my change jar? Well, while most 1979 D-quarters are common and only worth 25 cents, a few rare variations might still be floating around. Here's what you should check. A normal 1979 D-quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If it's heavier, around 8.1 to 8.5 grams like a dollar, that's a red flag. Slightly larger diameter or thickness could mean it was struck on the wrong planchet. Is part of the image cut off? A wide blank area? This could be an off-center strike. Quarters usually show a copper stripe on the edge. A full silver-like edge might suggest something unusual. If your quarter feels odd, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. Don't clean it, don't alter it, just send it in. Even minor errors from 1979 can fetch between $500 to $5,000, and if you have something truly unique, you might be the next multi-millionaire collector. Chapter 6. 1979 D-quarters worth money besides the millionaire coin. Even if you don't have the $21 million coin, 1979 D-quarters can still be valuable. If you look under magnification and see doubled lettering or numbers, you might have a doubled die. These sell for hundreds to thousands. These coins are missing a chunk due to a miscut during minting. Value: $100, $2,500. If the eagle's feathers and legs are unusually sharp and fully struck, collectors pay a premium. A regular 1979 D-quarter in MS67 plus condition can fetch $1,000 to $3,500 without errors. Moral of the story: never underestimate a 25-cent coin. Chapter 7. A 25-cent treasure worth millions. The 1979 D Liberty quarter dollar is more than just a piece of metal. It's proof that extraordinary things can come from ordinary places. It reminds us that treasures hide in plain sight, waiting for someone sharp enough to recognize them. And with a market value of $21 million, this simple pocket change has become a numismatic icon, a marvel of minting mystery, and a dream for every collector alive. So, next time you get change back at a store, take a moment. Look at the date. Look for the mint mark. That one quarter could turn out to be your once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the story of the 1979 D Liberty quarter dollar, a coin worth $21 million in the hearts of collectors around the world. If you found this video exciting, smash that like button, subscribe for more incredible coin stories, and ring that bell icon so you never miss a new treasure tale. Drop a comment below. Do you have any quarters from 1979? Have you ever seen a coin with an error? We'd love to hear from you. Never underestimate pocket change, because history, mystery, and millions could be hiding in your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, coin lovers, treasure hunters, and history buffs, now we go to the most thrilling place on YouTube, where the smallest pieces of metal hold the biggest secrets of history and wealth. Now we're diving deep into one of the most surprising coins in American numismatic history, the 1983 P Liberty quarter dollar from the United States of America. At first glance, it may seem like just another coin, lost in the shadows of your pocket change. But what if I told you that this specific quarter could be worth up to $190,000? That's right, $0.19 million. Get ready. Because this video is going to reveal the history, the rarity, the mystery, and the current market value of this seemingly ordinary coin that has taken the collecting world by storm. Segment 1. Historical background footage of 1980s America. Let's travel back to the year 1983, a time of transformation in the United States. Ronald Reagan was president, the Cold War was still on everyone's mind, and America was recovering from a recession. Economically, times were tough, and the U.S. Mint was under serious pressure to produce circulating coins as efficiently as possible. In Philadelphia, the Mint struck over 673 million quarters in 1983. These coins bore the familiar face of George Washington with the word Liberty stamped boldly above his head and the year 1983 proudly placed below. But here's the twist: despite their massive mintage, something strange and exceptional happened that year. Segment 2: No mint sets in 1982 to 1983. Why it matters. What if I told you that one of the main reasons the 1983 P Liberty Quarter is so valuable has nothing to do with errors or rarity in mintage, but with a deliberate decision by the U.S. Mint. In both 1982 and 1983, the U.S. Mint did not produce any official mint sets. That's right, none. Usually, coin collectors rely on these uncirculated mint sets to preserve coins in pristine condition, away from wear and tear. But for those 2 years, due to budget cuts and economic pressures, the Mint focused only on circulation coins. No special packaging, no protected storage. As a result, most 1983 quarters entered everyday use and were subjected to the rough conditions of wallets, pockets, vending machines, and sidewalks. Pristine examples became extremely rare. This made the 1983 P quarter, especially one in high-grade, uncirculated condition, a collector's goldmine. Segment 3: The errors and rarities that send values skyrocketing. Now let's take it up a notch. Not only are uncirculated 1983 P quarters hard to find, but certain rare varieties and error coins have been discovered that drive collectors wild. Here are some of the most valuable and sought-after characteristics. Some 1983 P quarters show doubling in the word E pluribus unum, or the eagle's feathers. These are incredibly rare and demand huge premiums. These are coins where a portion of the coin is missing due to a minting mistake. Some 1983 P quarters with this error have fetched thousands. If the coin's design is not properly aligned with a blank planchet, it creates a visibly distorted coin, often worth a fortune. Because most 1983 coins were roughly handled, finding one with full strike details and original mint luster is like finding a diamond in the rough. And guess what? One such coin, a perfectly preserved 1983 P Liberty Quarter in MS67 Plus condition, sold at auction for over $19,000. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Some quarters with significant errors or pristine grading have been valued as high as $190,000 in private sales, especially if they have unique provenance. Segment 4: The coin's design and symbolism, why it's iconic. Let's take a moment to appreciate the artistry of the coin itself. On the obverse side, we have the legendary portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. His stern yet noble expression, facing left, represents strength, liberty, and leadership. Above his head stands the word liberty etched as a reminder of the core values of the American Republic. Below, the year 1983, a symbol of economic challenge, resilience, and growth. The reverse side features a majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, framed by olive branches. This dual imagery symbolizes both the readiness to defend and the desire for peace, true American ideals. It's not just a coin. It's a message cast in metal, a piece of American spirit in your hand. Segment 5: What makes it worth $0.19 million. Grading, demand, and market trends. You might be wondering what gives this coin a $190,000 valuation in the current market. Let's break it down. 1. Rarity in high grade. Almost all 1983 quarters saw heavy use. Only a few survived in mint state condition, especially with a grade of MS67 or higher. These are extremely rare. 2. No mint sets. As we covered, the lack of official mint sets from the U.S. Mint in 1983 means high-quality examples are even harder to come by. 3. Auction fever. In recent years, rare coins, especially 1980s quarters, have exploded in value thanks to demand from private collectors, auctions, and even crypto millionaires diversifying into historical assets. 4. Eye appeal and errors. A visually stunning coin with a rare error or exceptional luster can drive prices to stratospheric levels. So yes, under the right conditions, a 1983 P Liberty Quarter could fetch up to $190,000 on the open market, especially if it's certified, preserved, and unique. Segment 6: How to spot a valuable 1983p Liberty Quarter collector's guide. Want to know if you have one of these rare quarters sitting in your collection or pocket change? Here's what to look for. First, check the date, 1983, with a P mint mark just above the date, under Washington's neck. Look for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or missing sections. Examine the edges and details of the eagle on the reverse. Sharp feathers can mean higher grade. Most importantly, if your coin appears shiny, scratch-free, and lustrous, it may be mint state, and that's when you consult a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. Coins graded MS65, MS66, or higher can sell for hundreds or thousands. Rare examples in MS67 plus or with notable errors. That's where you could hit the jackpot. Who would have thought that a 25-cent coin from 1983 could hold the value of a luxury car, a house, or even a college education? But that's the incredible world of numismatics. The 1983p Liberty Quarter is not just a coin, it's a testament to history, a survivor of economic hardship, and for some lucky collectors, a ticket to life-changing wealth. So check your drawers, go through your pocket change, and look closely at those old quarters. You never know. You just might be holding a $0.19 million treasure. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story about coins that changed lives.